All right, looks like we're live. So this will this will also be a shorter stream today. I've got some errands to run later, so that's why I'm streaming a bit earlier. So continuing on with the series, so I won't do the typical intro. So I'll do a more brief intro. So I've been streaming in between projects for a while, so I'm just streaming every day, and inviting people to do super chats if they want to vote on what to work on next. And other than that, I will continue working on what I do every day. It's not a dark room. Yep. I don't have any curtains, so I just rely on the natural lighting for the ambience. Yeah, so I probably won't accomplish too much today, but yeah, this will be a earlier and shorter stream. I'm not sure I'll get much done today, but I merged in the fixes from last night, so it's actually almost starting to look like there's a window manager now, or a frame manager, whatever you want to call it. Window frame manager. Kevin Coolin says, "Good day. How's it going?" All right, so we can let's test out, make sure it actually works. Close current frame, and now it actually says some stuff. Doesn't crash. So that really should be full screen. The reason that diamond is up there is because the way the program works is it writes to a test area, but I guess that's not getting cleared for whatever reason. I guess probably because nothing is writing to it. Have you guys gotten that weird robot dog ad on YouTube yet? The AI video clips and Christmas music? No, I haven't. Apparently there's some very weird YouTube ads that people have gotten before. They don't moderate their advertising enough. YouTube is advertising for AdBlock once, even though AdBlock's going against their terms of service. That's funny. Feels like they ran out of ads to play, so it just went full interdimensional cable mode. Yeah, I think the economy's kind of falling off, and actually, I just saw there was a video recommended to me on the homepage saying that people, apparently people who do Twitch, their ad revenue is falling off quite hard. So it makes sense. I think there's actually several things going on. One is one is that to watch and serve an ad, you need someone to consume the ad, and I think like in the summertime, people are outside more, so we're kind of in the post-COVID effect era, but also like the weather is becoming, maximally. The number of usable hours to go outside is much higher. And then also everyone has less money to spend. Economic sentiment is down. Atomic Shrimp published a video on the robot dogs scam ad. I'll have to watch that. And so it's a scam of some kind. Why we started streaming earlier today? I've been trying to do once per day, and I've some stuff to do later today. So if I push it off, I'll miss today. So I'll just do it a bit earlier today. When you buy it, it's a total piece of garbage. Yeah, I think that was a whole arbitrage opportunity. I think there was a lot of like basically just like cheap toys and stuff made in China, and a lot of them would end up on Kickstarter, and then they'd raise like $300,000. I think they put like a massive amount of money into the advertising on Facebook ads, and then they would bring in, they'd raise like $300,000 to build some like AI powered robot dog or something, and it's just like they'll ask for like $50 for this thing, but it's like a $3 toy that you just buy at a dollar store or something, because their marketing's so good, people pay $50 for it, and it's on Kickstarter, so people think like, oh, it's a homebrew thing. It's like I'm supporting some young entrepreneur or something, but really it's just like a Chinese factory, or someone basically doing like someone buying something on AliExpress and then arbitraging it. There's been a lot of that going on. I think I know that, Ed. I watched some Ordinary Gamer video. Yeah, I'm in the dark. I still haven't seen that ad. Actually, I guess I don't see ads. I pay for YouTube Premium just because ads are like YouTube is the one thing that like to me it's worth $100 a year. How M signed 5,000 says how dollar with only one L. How dollar indeed. Ads are really annoying on YouTube. Yeah, after watching a few of them, I was just like, this is the lifetime I waste watching these ads is too valuable. What did you earn? What did you earn with the Russian RAM? Oh, the magnetic core memory. Oh, how much do I make from that? Let's see. That one probably makes like 10 cents a day or something. I think overall from all the shorts on my entire channel, I was down to like $1.20 a day. They make basically nothing. Honorable Bunny says, "Hey Rob, how's it going?" Yeah, shorts are the success model with shorts is that they hopefully bring in new people and kind of introduce a few people to your channel. So I'm actually kind of interested to see the last shorts I put out. That one is, I think that one's doing pretty well so far. It's got like 5,000 views. I'm kind of curious how much, because some percentage of those 5,000 viewers will watch, they'll get recommended over the next few days a few more of my long form videos. So, well, I guess so 5,000 is not that much, but if say, even like 2% of those people watch like a couple of long form videos, then that boosts the revenue on those long form videos. So even though it's like, it's hard to attribute, but it just kind of pulls the whole channel up. How long did it take to produce the How I Became Dangerous video? So I started to work on the script on the 3rd of May, and then I realized I should probably focus on getting my evidence ready for the hearing. So I kind of switched for about a week at that point, and then, well, let's see. I could probably almost break it down. It was maybe like, it's probably like about 3 hours of work for every 6 seconds of the video. And the video was 48 seconds or something. Actually, I had to shorten it technically. Yeah, I think I said before something like 40 hours. So probably like 40 hours of cumulative work or so. It's quite a bit. So it's not clear if it'll be worth the effort I put into it. But we'll see. If it goes crazy viral and if it gets like a couple million or something, that would be worth it. But what did you earn with it in total? So I'll have to go back and look, but how many views does it have? It's got like 1 million views now or something, doesn't it? So it's, I think like a pretty good run-of-the-mill number is for a shorts video with 1 million views. That's about $60 of like money that you get. And if the CPM is a little bit higher, then it might be closer to like $100. $4 million. Okay, it's probably got something like $200 or something is probably cumulatively an all-time. Hey Rob, love your videos. Wish you the best. Thank you for the kind words. Wish you the best with it. Hope it gets the recognition it deserves. Yeah, if you put a lot of work into something, the product comes up a bit better. But the challenge is to not go broke in the process of making stuff like that. I was thinking of producing a line of kitchen appliances that require a monthly subscription to operate. Thoughts? I think you have a job there's a job for you in private equity. You should pitch that idea to a venture capitalist. And their eyes will light up and they'll give you millions of dollars. Would it be interesting to make more videos like the Russian RAM video, since it did so well? I could. I have lots of ideas for many videos. I'd say the last shorts one, that one, the way I had conceived it, it would have taken less time. But then I was like, I could probably add a couple extra scenes, and so I probably should maybe try to do more of those. One issue is that video. Well, also the magnetic core one, that took like years. It was also like my how to make a CPU one, where for years it didn't get any views. And then it kind of took off out of nowhere. I do have like a bunch of pieces of hardware and stuff. I've also done like some of those ones on microchips. Like I have a few videos on microchips, and those ones also, in my opinion, those ones are like maybe even higher caliber. They're more watchable than the magnetic core one, but they have far less views. They have like 1,000 views or something. They're also not shorts videos. So if they did pop off, they would make a lot of money. Let's see. So we get the root split. I'm going to try and fix the help menu so when you open it, when there's nothing on the screen, it won't look all scrunched up. James Hudan says, you've mastered the troll face, Robert. Last short was excellent. Thank you very much. I take pride in my troll face. Hopefully it will allow me to produce lots of viral content in the future. Yeah, hopefully that short gets a billion views. I keep coming back to like people suggested I should do, like I could pump out a ton of garbage, like low quality content. But then there are other videos that I made, like I didn't put as much effort into. Like when I go back, they're not as watchable, and those videos get like, a few thousand views or something. But then if something's actually good, then the total addressable audience is just so much bigger. And it's a nice feeling when something I made a few years ago, like I don't have to do anything. It'll just pop off and get a million views. And there's lots of channels out there that they'll try to make like one video a day, and they're just like they're not watchable. Like you maybe make a little bit of money, but then if you do that for a year, and then it just like if you get rich doing it, then you can justify it. But if you do that, if you put out a bunch of garbage content and then it doesn't work, now you have like a whole bunch of embarrassing low quality stuff out there. I'll just put all my embarrassing low quality stuff in live streams. Will Smith says, can I please have all your session tokens? Nope, those are mine. The censorship of YouTube is crazy. Can't even ask a legit question. Oh, is it censoring you? It'll do that. Okay, that might do it. Let's see what this does. Evil laugh. Don't be evil. What's your thoughts on Lisp languages? I don't know them very much. I just know about. I immediately think of brackets, and I've never used Lisp, but if I'm not mistaken, Lisp is Scheme is similar to Lisp. I used Scheme for a course I did in undergraduates on functional programming. and it was very hard to use at first. But then I got used to it, kind of appreciated the like purely functional way of programming. All right, that's not what I expected. I was asking if Axel Heiberg will be controlled by the Illuminati or not. That's funny, I guess Illuminati must be one of the trigger words. That's so like, that's almost like I'm using censorship, that it would censor questions about the Illuminati. It's such like a meme-worthy level of censorship. Getting head start on World Domination Day. Yes, I have to do some stuff later, so I'm gonna just try to stream earlier. This will probably be shorter anyway. Had a similar experience in my undergraduate class. Prof made binds for TCL, TK, and Scheme, and we used it for our class. It was fun. Yeah, I found programming in Scheme was like, it would take me hours and hours and hours till I figure it out, and then I'd write all this code, and it would be like really long, and then when I actually figured out the solution, it was like, 3 lines or something. It was definitely, flexed your intellectual muscles for like pure mathematical programming. Can't type anything that insinuates New World Order. So, like, if you spell that correctly, it censors it. That's funny. Most bizarre thing I ever did was manage to compile Pine on a VAX machine. VAX, that's a like old mainframe machine, isn't it? Interesting. I guess it's a testament to well-written software. My Game of Life project shrunk down 10% to its original line count once I actually learned the functional way of things. Once you get that small, you feel like a wizard. Yeah, and also it becomes you do become a bit of a wizard, because other people now become like really upset and frustrated with your code because they can't understand it, because they don't understand the ways of a wizard. Wait in assembly? That's a different kind of wizardry. Was on the VAX for assembly language. What year was it when you compiled Pine on VAX? 1997. Oh, you're old school. Yeah, actually, it's interesting on my video about magnetic core memory. There's a ton of people commenting. I didn't expect, who are like, "Hey, I worked on this like thing in the U.S. Navy, and I worked on one of these and trained to repair magnetic core memory on this or that thing." I didn't expect to see so many people giving their own lived experiences of actually using magnetic core. Patch go-to commands is how I ended up wrapping my head around the Turing machine head. Yeah, writing you can write like a little kind of mini emulator with just like a switch statement. Just make your do an enum on like opcode and have like 10 different opcodes for add and whatever. It's your most popular short, 2.1 million views. Hopefully my latest short can beat that. The latest one is not it's not very technical, which I think also broadens the prospective audience. I saw a bunch of people commenting like saying that they really liked it, but they have absolutely no understanding of the video or anything in it, which is a good sign, because that means they probably don't understand the references to code. Yeah, I guess it's probably not that obvious, but so there's 3 beeps every time I'm pressing a key, and so the 4 intro scenes I'm running. The first scene is running the cat command, then I'm running the top command, then I'm running the xxd command, and then the ssh command. So that's like I picked those specific 3-letter commands on purpose to show, just because it corresponds to the 3 beeps in the music. I thought about like actually putting the text overlay, but I was like, I'll leave that off to make it more kind of I don't know. I figured it would probably like narrow the audience a bit if I actually put the letters on there, and I think anyone who really cares will figure out. Because in the video I actually type. If you look at the keyboard, I'm actually typing the keys. XXD or SSH. I was running Red Hat pre-IPO with kernel 1.2.13 while I worked at SGI mid to late 1990s. People are like, what the hell are you using that for when you're got a Linux workstation on your desk? Wow, so you've been through the .com boom and everything, and now you're going to go through another AI, or I don't know what you'd call this, or that you've gone through the .com bust, but we're now going through the post-COVID bust, AI bust, when things are cooling down again. I like the short because it seems more open to interpretation. Yeah, it is my the song, I thought it was just a good song, and I was like, this would go good for a shorts video, and I was like, I got to make it about Linux, and I thought like it could be like the downfall or the deterioration of something, especially when the spooky music comes on. And then, I figured just having like most people will look at it and probably like not associated with command line or Linux or something, but I think it's subtle enough that it's like the video can get broad reach, but it's like subliminal advertising messaging for command line Linux stuff. AI false hope bubble. Wasn't Red Hat pre-IPO called Yellow Dog Linux? I seem to remember something like that. You become mainframe hacker? You mean in the shorts video, or? I remember I used to love Stampede Linux, running Enlightenment 16 window manager. Interesting. I never heard of Stampede Linux. Oh, it deleted one of your messages. Oh, the censorship overlords are really they're really out of control today. I even got Spark Linux running on an SGI Indie and on a Tadpole Spark book. Interesting. I never even heard of those. Stampede was one of the... Oh, let me move this window. Stampede was one of the first releases optimized for 686. Robert, maybe switch from the top chat to live chat so we get the omitted messages. I've actually decided to keep it. So I do need some moderation, but also I'm interested in allowing people to know when they're being censored. I think that's interesting to know. So maybe I guess maybe even in the future I'll put some if I get a better UI setup for streaming, then I'll actually put something to like indicate it, because like I can see that message. So if you can get something through, then we can still communicate. But I think it's also interesting to know what types of things that are being censored. Seems like censorship AI is really terrible. I'm old. You're experienced. hopefully you've managed to make the best of the bull market years, and you're on your way to retiring to a life of prosperity. I do get a few messages sometimes from just older people who are who like they did make it good, and now they can kind of just like chill and read Hacker News and like work on some open source software and just like relax and reminisce about software. Honestly, I think retiring as a software developer, having like infinite time to just like go at your own pace and like go hiking and stuff and write some code in your do some open source code in your spare time is kind of like the ideal retirement. It removes random stuff, maybe some sentiment analysis. Yeah, it's interesting, and maybe it's even smart enough to know that we're talking about censorship, because I mean it's absolutely possible for like AI really is at this level now. I like the title. Thank you. Let's see. This search is garbage. How do I find the file I'm looking for? It didn't trip my breakpoint. That's weird. That's not expected. I must have ran it instead of debugging. YouTube automatic captions are usually really bad, unless you are Nile Red. This explains overzealous censorship. Yeah, I have heard of cases where YouTube, it automatically detects, it automatically does speech recognition that's like really wrong in a really bad way, and then people get like banned off. There was a couple cases that are really prominent about that, where like 50 minutes into a video of some podcast or something, They thought he said like, one specific bad word that he totally didn't. But I don't think it was ever like confirmed. People just suspected that was the case, and then it got a lot of attention. And then YouTube would just be like, mysteriously fix the problem. That's the way a lot of this stuff works. I got my Facebook ad account got banned at one point, and then I went through the appeal process, and they're just like, your account is now restored. But previously they said like, this decision is final. It can never be appealed. Interesting. Interesting. What are you coding? I'm working on a terminal-based game where you simulate the process of mining blocks. And I'm currently working on trying to make the user interface a little bit better. Let's stop that then. Interesting. I haven't coded Java in ages. Are you using a library for CLIs? Not really. People mentioned ncurses. I may actually use ncurses in the future if it makes sense to. Probably for like mouse support and some stuff. But that's if I get there. Right now, I haven't included a J&I library, which I needed to get access to things like terminal resize events. How's the apartment situation going? There is the L2 merits hearing for the N13 for the batch of me and the 61 other cases. A lot of people have dropped off already. That is on the 26th. So after the 26th, that's when we're going to have the hearing. And then we have to wait, I'm not sure, like a couple of weeks or a few weeks or some amount of time before we hear back from the tenant board on what the verdict is. I'm kind of leaning toward thinking that they may rule in our favor because the landlord was trying to do the same thing at a couple other buildings and they also lost there. So I think my issue is I'm not correctly cleaning up everything after I remove a frame. fingers crossed. Knocking on wood for you. Yeah, thank you for the sentiment. Although, I don't know. It depends. Like, every day I question, like, why do I live here? I keep thinking, like, where if I left here, where would I go? And maybe I'll stay here. If they, there's kind of like, there's I don't know, a lot of the reasons that I came here don't exist anymore. So I'm even questioning, does it even make sense to live here under my rent controlled rate? I think for now it does, and I'll stick around, at least for the summer, or until they do an eviction order. But if we lose, then I'm like, whatever. Like if Ontario doesn't want people like me to live here, then there's no point in staying. I'll take my money and my effort elsewhere. Wonder if the L2 merits hearing takes place in Earth's shadow on a CPU or both. In Earth's shadow on a CPU or both. I'm not sure what would be meant by that, but I guess I'll find out on the 26th. So, get the current frame. If there's no frame, do nothing. Find some bigwigs. Just got out of a limo. I bet they'll be impressed when they see my screen with the Domination screen. Find some bigwigs. Yeah, I think if I could get a private equity firm to invest in my plans for world domination, it would yield a sizable return on investment. Joke with respect to Lagrange point. Oh, okay. The L2 points around Lagrange 2 points around. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. It's that's the challenge when your audience is intelligent people with a good sense of humor. Is you can't tell the difference between, like, if things are just like totally insane gibberish, or if it's like a really good joke, or a really like clever joke that actually means something. They're walking into my building. And people from the limo. Hello, dangerous person. Hello, someone anonymous. How long have you lived in your current city? I have lived here for 7 going on 8 years, or maybe it's, actually I think it's just over 8 years lived here. And the current rent for this place is about double what I'm paying, which is why I'm hanging on for now. it definitely doesn't make sense to pay the market rate rent here. Where would you want to live if not here anymore? I'd say it's not even so much about like there's nice places to live, and then there's like the opportunity, like it's like if you had $1 billion and could live on a beach anywhere, there's that question. But then the more realistic thing is like about like real life constraints, like about to be ideally to be physically in the same place with whatever small amount of family that I currently have, and then to be in a place that is going to be stable. Like immigration here in Canada has been extremely high, and like the government keeps saying they're gonna chill out on immigration, but like I keep questioning, like what if they just don't? What if we have like the UK levels of immigration? Like the government seems to be kind of out of control on that. So it's okay here for now, but like what if the government just totally loses their minds and makes things a lot worse here? What if things go downhill? But the thing is, I can ask that same question like for anywhere. Like what if I move somewhere where it's paradise and then the government decides to ruin the place? Let's see. Let's run this again. Let's try this. But I guess to answer the question, if you could live anywhere, I would live in a castle on top of what's it called? That famous lava dome in Yosemite National Park. Yeah, I hiked there with some friends once. That was just like absolutely incredible. Very, very, very beautiful there. Aruba, Jamaica? Yeah, maybe. I've never been there. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Ever been to Europe? I've not. There's some places. I don't know, maybe like some of those Swiss mountains or something. I'm sure there's a lot of corners of Europe that would be really interesting to live in. Great shorts. A dangerous one was legendary. Yeah, hopefully. I put a lot of work into that one, so hopefully that one pops off and brings in some new viewers. I just watched The Dangerous Short again. That's good. It's very rewatchable, I think. So I think that'll probably factor into the algorithm. And then at first the like total watch time wasn't super high, but then last time I checked it was above average for all three metrics. It had higher likes, higher watch time, higher views. What is the furthest country you've been to? Honestly, I haven't really been very far. I've been to the U.S. I lived in California for a term when I worked at NVIDIA. Then I was in Seattle for a while. I'm not really a big traveler. I wouldn't mind it if I was rich, but it's the expense, but also like the time of like flying places and sitting in airports and stuff like that. It's just feels like such a waste of time. Okay, this method is not getting called, which is not what I want. Furthest you've been in USA? I guess California and in Santa Clara, San Jose, California, and Seattle. Those are the only two places where I mean, if like, I think I had to stop over in like the Utah airport or something, but have not spent substantial time anywhere else. All right. All right, so that looks like it is. Yeah, so I need some extra logic so that when I remove the last split of a parent, it has to clean up the parent itself. Yeah, I'll have to think about a way to do this so it's not like 5,000 different small messages. But I also at some point need like granular control. There's gonna be lots of opportunities for like dangling references to things. Never set foot in Mexico? Nope. And I don't know. I hear conflicting messages. I hear like a lot of Americans are moving to Mexico because it's like it's cheaper there, and it's like certain areas it's like better to live and stuff. But then also I hear like there's really serious problems down there with drug cartels and stuff like that. So the integrity of the social structure seems to be a little bit more chaotic down there. If you have money and you can afford to live in a good place, then maybe you're okay. But anyway, I'll have to come back to revisit this. Well, actually, let me finish this debugging session just to Dangerous Short popped up in my feed too. Very funny. Excellent. I've seen lots of positive reviews of it, so hopefully it pops off and gets 10 billion views. Alright, I think I've established as much as I can for that debugging session. I'll have to come back. There's a whole bunch of basically the issue I have is when I close a frame, I'm not cleaning up. I have this. It's basically like a tree that represents the user interface. So I have the base thing is the frame, and then the upper part of the tree is I start with the root, and then everything is either a vertical or horizontal split. And when I'm not actually cleaning up everything in the whole tree. So there's like a dangling pointer at the root, and I need to be a bit more granular to fix that. And there's an edge case when you delete. I guess technically, if you have a very long nested tree, when you delete the last frame, then technically you have to delete the whole tree and then set the root to nothing. And I'm not doing that at the moment. But anyway, I had planned today to do a shorter stream, so that'll be it for today. And I'll probably be back tomorrow. But all right, see you guys next time.